coach Ara Parseghian says it is much more difficult to defend a national championship than win it. Time for the defense has arrived. Number 1 in 1966. Number 1 in 1967. September 1967. Now to take a team that lost 5 All-Americans by graduation and make them number 1 by December 1967. A tough schedule is ahead with teams like Purdue and Michigan State to be played, plus intersectional rivals Southern California and Miami. The Fighting Irish host the Golden Bears of California for the season's opener, and quarterback Terry Hanratty is having a field day. The Irish score their first touchdown of the new campaign as Dan Harshman puts Notre Dame ahead 7-0. Hanratty's fakes even confuse the camera, but his right arm is on target with Captain Rocky Blyer at the California 33. Hanratty completes 15 of 30 aerials in the opener. Rocky Blyer wraps this one up to give the Irish a 17-0 advantage. One of Notre Dame's strong suits is a veteran defensive secondary. Linebacker Dave Martin drops back to steal a California pass near midfield. Then Hanratty finds Paul Snow inside the 15. A key block by number 38, Ron Duchney, clears the left side for Hanratty. Terry, by the way, is Notre Dame's leading rusher in the game. Leading 24-0 in the second half, Hanratty runs with the moves and balance of a fullback. The carry is to the California 18. But the fort of number 5 is throwing. Hanratty and Jim Seymour pair up for the first time in 1967, and it's 31-0 Notre Dame. Speaking of first, this is backup quarterback Coley O'Brien's first pass of the season. 14 yards and a touchdown to Bob Glageau. The Irish take a 41-8 victory over California. The experts say yes, Notre Dame is the best in the land, number 1. Ara Parseghian says, wait a few weeks. But that wait will be shortened as Notre Dame meets traditional rival Jack Molenkoff and his Purdue Boilermakers. This is Notre Dame's first big test of the young 1967 season. Purdue scores first. Fullback Perry Williams' 10-yard burst gives Purdue that important early lead. The Irish retaliate. Hanratty to Seymour for 24 yards. Several plays later, it's just Hanratty. And Notre Dame inches ahead 7-6. Purdue's sophomore quarterback Mike Phipps has a few headlines to write. This fourth down pass carries to the Irish 3. Again, fullback Williams slams over to regain the lead for Purdue 14-7. And Notre Dame's Hanratty must go to the air once more, something he does a record 63 times in this game. George Coons grabs it. Rocky Blyer blasts in to tie the game 14-14, entering the final period. But whatever the Irish do, Purdue repeats. Mike Phipps fires 11 yards to Leroy Keys, and the Boilermakers seesaw on top 21-14. Again, the defending national champions strike back. Rocky Blyer gallops to the Purdue 27. Hanratty shatters 5 Notre Dame offensive records in this game. His 24th completion, one of the new marks, is to Paul Snow. Score tied 21-21. But Purdue and Mike Phipps have the final say. Bob Baltzell scores. The Boilermakers soar ahead 28-21. To ensure Purdue's second victory over Notre Dame in the last 4 years, versatile Leroy Keys plays defense. When Keys intercepts Hanratty's final pass, Notre Dame's 12-game unbeaten string is ended. And college football 1967 has its first big upset. Notre Dame has been beaten, and everyone wants to know why. Coach Parseghian says a more balanced attack is needed. Also, the defense must apply more pressure on the enemy quarterback. The Irish will try to repair, regroup, retaliate. The opposition, the Hawkeyes of Iowa. Visitors soon learn it's not fun playing Notre Dame after the Irish have tasted defeat. Tom Shane, number 7, is usually in position to help halt an opponent. For the 3rd time in his career, Shane returns an interception for a score. That's a Notre Dame record. After building up a lead 28-0, the Irish unveil a relentless ground attack. Sophomore fullback Jeff Zimmerman twists the final 14 yards. Notre Dame's better balance pays off, 35-0 at the half. Ara Parseghian turns his reserves loose in the final 2 periods. But everybody knows Coley O'Brien is not just a second-line quarterback. O'Brien pegs to Jim Weingartner to keep the Irish moving. O'Brien has led the team 97 yards in this drive. The final few are tough but rewarding. The Irish are bouncing back strong after their earlier upset to Purdue. When Iowa tries to mount a threat, linebacker Dennis Kalani returns possession to the blue and gold. Reserve fullback Chuck Landolfi tallies to make the final 56-6 Notre Dame over Iowa. Coach Parseghian used 56 players and kept the entire starting team on the bench in the second half. His defense was superb, but their strongest test is still to come. If the Irish are to regain the nation's top spot, their big defensive line must lead the way. Headed by veteran Kevin Hardy, number 74. It features Eric Norrie, number 72. Mike McCoy, number 77. Along with linebacker Mike McGill. Their goal, as Ara Parseghian sees it, is to stop Southern California and O.J. Simpson, number 32. And they do stop him in the first half. The Irish secondary is also up to the occasion. They pick off 3 Trojan passes in the first 2 periods. This one is Jim Smithburger's baby. It sets Notre Dame up on the Trojan 2. After an inside fake, Terry Hanratty streaks over untouched to put Notre Dame up 7-0. The hosts have a chance to break the game wide open in the first half. Here's a Tom O'Leary interception that's good to Southern Cal's 18. Now it's up to the Irish to make it pay off. 8 yards to Jim Seymour is a good start. Ara Parseghian wants that 2-touchdown advantage. But Adrian Young's end zone steal wipes out the threat. Trailing 7-0, Southern Cal opens the second half with a kick that slips away from Chuck Landolfi. It's a key break in the game as O.J. Simpson crashes in to tie the score 7-7. Another look shows Simpson's dive from the defensive team's position. When the Irish have the ball, the Trojans pressure the Notre Dame quarterback. Hanratty's hurried throw is tipped to Bill Jurancic, who is chased out of bounds on the Irish 42. Clincher comes when O.J. Simpson rockets 35 yards to score. Trojans' 24-7 win launches their drive to a national title and evens Notre Dame's record at a disappointing 2-2. At Notre Dame, they call the Illinois game the start of their second season. Junior Jim Seymour is the hero. The 6'4 receiver has a chance to break in only 15 games a career pass reception record set by Joe Heap in 4 seasons. Seymour ties the mark with his 71st career catch. This grab breaks the record. It seems like Hanratty and Seymour are having their own game of pass and catch. The Irish have built up a commanding 20-0 lead. Now the Irish try to recapture a running attack, a factor desperately missing against Southern California. Bob Gladue speeds the final 10, and the blue and gold have 27 points. On the next drive, more of the same. Gladue to the Illinois 48. The Illini looking for the run. Hanratty bombs 48 yards to Seymour for the tally. This first game of the second season is Notre Dame's finest defensive effort of the year. They contain Illinois inside their own 45 the first half. The Illini are held to -4 yards rushing in the entire game. Intermission, it's 33-0 Notre Dame. Terry Hanratty throws 4 interceptions in this game, giving him 15 for Notre Dame's first 5 games. They are his last interceptions of the 10-game season. Ron Bess returned 75 yards for the score, but the Irish will not be upstaged in this one. Number 19 is Tom Quinn. ...60 yards on a punt return, and the Irish stampede to a 47-7 win over Illinois. Notre Dame's second season is underway. Michigan State is the next opponent to feel the sting of Notre Dame's new, more balanced brand of football. While rounding out their attack, the Irish have uncovered a devastating sophomore fullback, number 47, Jeff Zimmerman. The Spartans find the running game hard to stop as Zimmerman and number 28, Rocky Blyer, grind out those tough yards. It's not just a coincidence that Zimmerman wears All-American Nick Eddy's old number. Balance and power are Zimmerman's trademarks. They spell 41 yards on this drive and a touchdown as the Irish lead the Spartans 7-0. Later, when Michigan State tries a field goal, Mike McGill blocks it. And Notre Dame can run some more. Rocky Blyer for 39. Joe Azzaro will kick more field goals than any other Irish player in history. Here's a 32-yarder that gives the blue and gold a 10-0 lead. In the second period, with the Spartans looking for ground play, Hanratty crosses them up with a 30-yard pass play to Zimmerman. Fighting Irish lead at halftime 17-0. The Spartans do score twice in the final half, but alert Notre Dame defensive play prevents any further trouble. Tom O'Leary recovers the Spartan fumble. Then Jeff Zimmerman tops off a splendid afternoon. 135 yards gained. Three touchdowns scored. And Notre Dame handily wins the long-awaited Michigan State rematch 24-12. The Irish are now 4-2 overall and realize that with hard work, 1967 can be a successful year in spite of Purdue and Southern California. But now the Navy must be met and conquered. To win, Coach Parseghian must maintain the balance he has developed in the recent victories. Navy's coach Bill Elias on the right remarks before the game, "I don't think they'll abandon their strength throwing the ball." But the Irish do. They play like all flights are grounded. They run and run and run. Behind an aggressive offensive line, the Irish grind out 67 yards in 15 plays, all on the ground. Rocky Blyer dives over the final chalk mark. Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing. But Navy's John Cartwright did come to pass. The Irish know it. They rush the quarterback. Allowing Dan Pike's 42-yard run, says Ara Parseghian, is the only mistake we made in the first half. But it is not costly. From the 7, Navy is halted. Tom Shane drops Cartwright. Second down. Cartwright can't escape Mike McGill. Third down. Tight coverage causes an incomplete pass. Fourth down. Mike McCoy nails Cartwright, and Navy's threat is choked off. On offense, another mark for number 85, Jim Seymour. This catch gives Seymour Notre Dame's all-time record for total yards on receptions. Another look shows the same record-breaking catch. As a junior, Seymour still has 13 games to play. When the defense covers Seymour one-on-one, the matchup means points for Notre Dame. 14-0 the Irish. And we see how the early running success has made Hanratty's passing game more effective. In the second period, a thunderous rush by number 77, Mike McCoy, leads to a midfield interception by John Parseghian. And Notre Dame is on the attack once more. And here's Hanratty pitching again to Jeff Zimmerman this time. Watch the perfect protection Hanratty gets. Seymour again on the 5. Rocky Blyer blasts over. Notre Dame 28, Navy nothing. Again, the Navy is halted, and the Irish offense regains control. Blyer inside the 15. Sometimes it may look like Terry Hanratty is throwing to an empty space. But if Jim Seymour is nearby, he'll be there in time. The Irish power to a 35-0 halftime lead as Bob Gladjoe dives for the score. And those first half snow flurries turn into a baby blizzard in the third and fourth periods. Navy tallies twice against the Irish reserve. Notre Dame's balanced attack is hard to beat, and they win 43-14. Their 43 points are the most they've ever scored against Navy in the 41-game series. Pittsburgh is next on Notre Dame's schedule. The Panthers have 13 sophomores in their starting offensive and defensive lineups. The Irish are heavy favorites, and senior safety Tom Shane will shine. The punt, as planned by most coaches, is a maneuver to get out of trouble. But when kicking to Notre Dame's All-America Tom Shane, number 7, it often leads to more trouble. Fullback Jeff Zimmerman cracks the Panther line. Following another score, Notre Dame is on top 14-0. The Panthers punt again. There goes Shane, 78 yards for the touchdown. Following a field goal, it's 24-0 Notre Dame at the midway point. In the third quarter, Terry Hanratty scores. Hanratty, after this game, moves into third place of Notre Dame's all-time total offense leaders behind George Gipp and Ralph Guglielmi. Trailing 30-0, Pittsburgh's problems aren't over. Mike McGill bear hugs the Panther runner, and Larry Schumacher recovers the fumble. The Irish march into scoring position, and Dave Haley provides the clincher. 38-0 is the final, and the Irish are climbing back into the national rankings. 2 rough games remain. Quarterback Terry Hanratty, along with Tom Shane, are named Notre Dame's 1967 Most Valuable Players. Hanratty leads the Irish against Georgia Tech. If Notre Dame wins it, It'll be the 500th victory in the school's history. And here's Hanratty at his best. Firing a perfect 38-yard strike to Bob Gladgeau for a 7-3 Notre Dame advantage. Tech coach Bud Carson says Notre Dame had a weak rushing game when the season started, but they have a great ground game now. Hanratty makes Carson a believer. So does Rocky Blyer. It's 14-3, the Irish. The Yellow Jackets lefty Kim King tries the Notre Dame secondary. Just watch Tom O'Leary's 50-yard return. From the 4, it's Blyer again to boost Notre Dame to a 21-3 lead. In the final period, Coley O'Brien helps ensure Notre Dame victory number 500. O'Brien's pitch out to Ron Ducheny results in more points. On defense, with big Kevin Hardy back at full strength following an early season ankle injury, the Irish hold Tech without a touchdown. Let's watch the Notre Dame defenders at work. Number 41 is John Lavin. Mike McGill wipes out this play. John Pergine and Bob Kuchenberg do the job. McGill again, number 60. And again. Tech coach Bud Carson told reporters he didn't think either Southern Cal or Purdue would beat Notre Dame if they played them now. Georgia Tech didn't, 36-3. The year's finale, a chance for the Irish to finish with 6 consecutive victories, a chance to make that second season successful. But bowl-bound Miami is the host, and the Hurricanes have won their last 6. Leading 3-0, the Irish punt from their end zone. Watch Kevin Hardy, dark jersey at the left of the screen, take out both the blocker and ball carrier. After 2 plays failed, quarterback Dave Olivo hits Doug McGee for the score. Miami bounces on top 7-3. Following another Hurricane touchdown, the Irish defense plays a big role. Jim Smithberger picks off Olivo's aerial to set up Notre Dame near midfield. Terry Hanratty teams up with Jeff Zimmerman for 39 yards. The Irish score their first touchdown of the game as Ed Ziegler barrels through guard. Notre Dame, however, trails Miami 16-10 at the half. In an effort to recapture the lead, the Irish go with Jeff Zimmerman, number 47, their bread and butter ball carrier. As Zimmerman bowls over, he sets a new Irish record with 9 touchdowns as a sophomore. It's now Notre Dame by a point after 3 periods. Again, as early in the game, an interception is a key play. John Pergine makes this one. Bob Gladgeau follows a stampede of blockers to the Miami 10. very next play is the very same play. Gladjo for the touchdown. Irish lead 24-16. Now in the final moments, the pressure is on Miami. A pass carries to the Irish 1. With time running out, Joe Myra scores, and Miami needs a 2-point conversion to tie. But Bob Olson bats away the attempted 2-point pass, preserving a 24-22 Irish win. Notre Dame. The charge of fighting that brings the crowd, for an attack that loose the game. Oh, it's a fight to victory, the call to rise and strive. For Notre Dame, men are leading, for Notre Dame, here's fight. The march is on, the rain or broad, it's up the charge of fighting that brings the crowd, 55, for an attack that loose the game. Oh, it's a fight to victory, the